We got lots cooking. Abbreviated show today because of all the baseball games. But, the Knicks after last night and all the craziness after the game, during the game, the whole thing, we'll break it down for you. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I got to commend the guttiness, the grittiness. You fall behind, you come back. I got to hand it to the New York Islanders last night. Congratulations, advancing. Well, yes. But that was a hell of a basketball game. But be honest with everybody, because I want you to be honest.
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead. I was pissed in the first half. I was cursing at Thibodeau for that stupid Elfrid Payton for 5 minutes. I was getting ready to use my fat thumbs on Twitter.
Good.
I was about to say this is the single worst individual performance by a New York All-Star in the history of New York professional sports.
I respect that.
And then, Evan, before I push the button,
What happened?
before I push send,
Julius hit that three to start the second half.
Mike Francesa reared his ugly head again and said something similar. And I go, let him be the bad guy. And Julius has the 11-point third quarter. But listen, let's get into a few aspects of it, all right? Derrick Rose was phenomenal. He's the reason the Knicks won the game, okay? Garden crowd beyond amazing.
Except the guy who spit.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. But we'll get to that in a second. Garden crowd amazing. I don't remember the last time I heard the building like that. I really don't. It was, if you went to the game other than that one jackass, great job. I mean, really great job, okay? Couple things, though. Julius Randle was horrendous.
In the first half.
I don't care about the third quarter.
He was better in the second half of the game. He was horrendous in the first half of the game.
He was horrendous.
He was
2 points. What are we doing?
Well, hold on. He was playmaking for his teammates. Let's not ignore that aspect of his game.
He was horrendous, all right?
Whatever.
Tom Thibodeau, and I said it before the game last night, no one's saying that we know more about the Knicks than you do. You got to stop the crap. Elfrid Payton shouldn't get off the bench. You almost cost them a second game. And I would have put it on Thibodeau and Randall again had things not worked out. That being said, the true measure of greatness is being able to withstand bad things and come back from them and not wallow in your misery and find a way. The New York Knicks found a way, and they should be applauded for it.
You could come up with 10, 15 different reasons on why the Knicks won. I'll come up with one to start.
Go.
Coaching. Because I think Tom Thibodeau, and to your point, made a decision to begin the second half that changed the complexion of the game. And that was taking Elfrid Payton, putting him on the bench, starting Derrick Rose and Taj Gibson too, right out of the gate in the second half, because what the Knicks needed if they were ever going to come back in this game was not 3 or 4 minutes of the first half playing lousy basketball like they always do when Elf's on the court. They needed a spark. And so, number one, this head coach learned, I think, from the mistakes of the last month and made that adjustment everyone's been screaming for. And here's the other reason coaching made the difference. And I know this is not your big concern, it made it, but not be Knicks fans'
I know
concern.
what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
Thank you.
I know what you're going to say.
The decision.
I know what Evan's going to say.
What am I going to say? You want me to tell you or you going to tell me?
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
I don't have a pen. If I did, I'd write down what in the world was Nate McMillan thinking.
Yes.
Go ahead and say it.
Keeping Trae Young on the bench was a gift to you. It was a gift.
Yep.
It helped the Knicks build a lead in the fourth quarter. Now, to Atlanta's credit, they came back. They made it a game, mainly because he finally brought Trae Young back in the game. But one advantage the Knicks have in this series is coaching. With all due respect to Nate McMillan, Nate McMillan's got a long history of playoff failures. I trust Tom Thibodeau, and in postseason play, coaching matters. And in the second half of this game, the decision by Thibs to make that adjustment, that simple, obvious adjustment of saying, I got to spark this freaking team, I think made a world of difference.
Yeah,
so
number
one, coaching, congratulations.
Yeah, listen, Reggie Bullock made a couple big shots. Obi participated well.
Obi was a spark,
yeah,
absolutely.
He certainly was on the alley-oop dunk.
And you know what else?
A couple ticky-tack fouls there helped Atlanta get back into it. Like you said, look, Knicks went up 10. They bring Trae Young back in. Took 3 minutes for them to tie the game. And it was pick, pip, pip, done. And then you're like, oh, my God, here we go.
Yeah.
But I want to listen. We're very critical as fans. We're very critical as talk shows when guys don't play well. The Knicks will tell you they didn't play well in the first half. It was a continuation of game one, and they deserve to be criticized for it. But when you turn things around and your defense suddenly tightens up and you force Atlanta into, I think it was 40-plus three-point shots, and you start dictating the flow of the game, and certain guys aren't afraid of the moment. I love it.
Hold on a second. Here's something that's a little misleading because let's be honest about what we saw last night. The Atlanta Hawks got off to a good start. Why? Because they were hitting threes.
Yeah.
They were taking threes. In fact,
took
I think
40-some-odd threes.
Well, their first 8 shots of the game were all three-point shots. Their first non-three-point shot was an offensive rebound by Bogdanovich. What happened in the final 3 minutes of the game? They missed open threes.
Yep.
DeAndre Hunter missed 2 of them, including a wide-open corner 3. Kevin Huerter missed a wide-open 3.
He also made a 30-footer.
Yeah, no, I get it. But down the stretch of this game in the final 3 to 4 minutes, and there's nothing to feel bad about, the Atlanta Hawks missed open shots. So it's not as if it was necessarily all Knicks defense. Now, I think it was at times. There were some great signs in the second half, especially on Trae Young. What they did from the beginning is they were more aggressive against Trae Young. Now, it wasn't perfect. Trae put up 30.
He had 20 in the first half.
But they were certainly a hell of a lot more aggressive than we saw in game one. But sometimes it comes down to something very simple. Did you make your shots? Down the stretch, the Atlanta Hawks missed their shots.
Yeah, listen, I loved it. It was great. It was one of the great 24 minutes of basketball I've seen in a very long time. We should enjoy it. I love the quick turnaround game tomorrow night. We have all day tomorrow to talk about it. Get ready for game 3. Trae Young, saying we got our one, see you in the A and all that stuff. All that's great for theater. It's great. Now, one guy tried to ruin all of it. I want to be clear, though. I've not seen a video of this guy sitting second row courtside behind Julianne Moore and 50 Cent, where Trae Young was, and actually going, I've not seen that.
What are you suggesting? That there wasn't a spit?
No. Clearly there's some
spit coming out of this dude's mouth.
Spit flies.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought maybe in his aggravated, emotional state, listen, spit flies out of your mouth by mistake.
I can confirm that Craig spits a lot. And it's not that he's spitting at me. It's that sometimes he gets so excited. There are loogies coming out, not you. There are different kind of loogies coming out of your mouth.
So I want to be clear. I want to give the Garden credit on this because I, to this minute, have still not seen a video showing this jackass courtside actually spitting or trying to spit on Trae Young. As you know, he did not hit Trae Young. He hit 50 Cent's girlfriend, and Juliana Moore sitting right there.
He hit the woman. I felt horrible for him. You can see her reaction.
Here's what the Garden came out and said. They've got video of everything. Mm-hmm. We may not see it, but they got it.
Yeah, they're looking for those blame Dolan, fire Dolan shirts. So they've got cameras everywhere.
Yes. So they claim that they have video showing that the guy clearly tried to spit on Trae Young.
Right.
They acted swiftly, they acted quickly, and they acted in the right way. They know who the guy is. They know he's not a season ticket holder, and he's banned from the building for life. Well done.
Well
Period.
done.
Stop. There's nothing else to say about it. We're not going to have this lengthy, 20-minute diatribe about a guy spitting on Trae Young.
Craig, I agree with you, but.
Jesus
I do agree with you.
Christ.
I agree with you, but.
Bore me.
Let's be honest. If this was a different team in this town that say you didn't root for, that would be your open. That would be the first thing you would not. Yes, it would. If it was, say, the New York Mets, I'll use them. I'm not even going to use the basketball team. I'll use the Mets as an example because you love to kill them. If there was some kind of controversy around a fan after a win, you'd scream and yell about it and ignore the win. So what you're doing, and I respect it,
accuse me
is
of
you're
that.
being
That's
a
not
Knicks
a fair
fanboy.
accusation.
That's what you're doing.
No.
And that's okay.
And that's not bad. The Knicks did do you not dispute they did the right thing?
I think the Knicks did great, yeah.
So how's that being a fanboy?
I'm getting on you.
We agree they did the right thing.
You. I am attacking Craig
You're
Carton.
upset still because the Mets foobarred a rain out. No. That's not my fault.
I'm mad at the Mets for foobarring
no apologies for the Mets' behavior yesterday.
No, and I ripped them
They're
as well.
a joke. They've always been a joke. But if one singular fan tried to spit on a ball player, I don't care what team I root for.
Yeah,
I would come out against that fan.
Listen, I'm agreeing with you that it's not that big of a deal, and the Knicks did a great job.
Great job. That's all I said.
So did the Philadelphia 76ers for that dopey fan that's dropping popcorn on Russ.
Yeah.
I'm only making a point that I think a lot of people listening are also thinking, which is if it was a different team in this town,
I don't see it that way.
Craig Carton, would act differently. That's all.
Let me be clear.
That's all.
Let me be clear. I think the guy in Philly also should have been kicked out. I give the Sixers a lot of credit. They did the right thing.
Of course
and they did it right away. And I hate Philadelphia. So I applaud the Philadelphia 76ers for handling that the exact right way.
No, I'm with you.
Any other examples you want?
No. If there was another team in this town, specifically the Mets, maybe the Nets, definitely the Giants.
Hold on a second.
I think you'd have a very different reaction.
Didn't I support the Giant fans throwing snowballs?
That was 30 years ago.
But I came out in their support.
Different story.
Oh, just checking. Meanwhile, as if you heard yesterday's show, you know there was a gal named Anna from the Bronx who called in, and she was nice enough to listen to my advice. And yesterday, getting ready for the Knicks game 2 against Atlanta, wear nothing at all but a Knicks jersey.
She did it?
When her husband showed up after a long day of work.
Did she do it?
I think she did.
Nice.
And we're going to talk to her right now.
Good job,
Anna's
Anna.
in the Bronx. Anna, what do you got, babe?
Hi, how are you?
I'm in such a good mood today. The Knicks tied the series at 1.
It is unbelievable. We were screaming the whole night.
Nice. Now, walk me through what your job was last night and if you did it or not.
Okay, I did do it. Yes. I had my T-shirt on. I had my cup or glass with the ice and his scotch, and he came home and yes, he had a wonderful time.
Nice.
I like it. She said wonderful.
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm saying this on radio. This is crazy.
So
But
when
anyway,
your husband walked in the door and
Yes.
you're standing there wearing nothing at all but a
God.
Knicks shirt, holding a glass of his favorite scotch, what was the first thing he said?
He just said, take it off and let's go. That was it. Let's go. That's it. I'm going.
Wow.
Okay.
What
All
a-
right. Let's just get it over with. And
Let's get it over with.
Well, that's a different perspective that the man and wife has.
Wow.
The wife's
You
like,
gotta
let's
talk
get.
to him. You got to talk to him. He's right here if you want to talk to him.
Yeah, now so he knows that it was my suggestion now.
He does know that it was your suggestion. I was not supposed to tell him that.
Yeah, no. I'm glad he knows
Okay.
because he owes me a thank you.
Yes, he does.
All
He
right.
does.
What's
He
his
does.
name? What's his name?
His name is Bill.
Bill. Please put Bill on the phone.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Bill, you're on the radio. Is that okay with you?
That's fine, sir. How are you?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Hey, and Evan, you'll love this part. The plot thickens because as husbands, we've been together for over 30 years, and husband and wives always have these discussions about a hall pass.
Right.
You know, if you could for one day, who would it be?
Right.
So I went through the list. I went, Clooney, Brad Pitt, and she goes, nope. She goes, he hosts a sports talk show. I go, Boomer Esiason? She goes, no, his partner, the bald guy. I went, okay.
Okay. So I'm your wife's hall pass. That's fantastic.
Congratulations,
Oh, yeah.
Craig. Wow.
All right. So when you walked in the door last night and she's got the Knicks shirt on, the whole thing, had you had any inclination that she'd been on our show and that she was going to do that? Or was it a
No,
total
no.
surprise?
Total surprise. I walk in, and she's got the heels on with the Knicks shirt, and she's got beautiful thighs, by the way. So,
Okay. Very nice.
So I walk in, she's got the Knicks hat, and she's got a glass with this big block of ice and
Right.
scotch. I'm like, okay, who died? And the rest is history. We almost missed the tip-off.
That's okay.
Well, the first quarter kind of stunk anyway.
Should
so,
have taken
all
the
right.
first quarter off
All right,
anyway.
Bill, thank you for checking in. Appreciate that. And I'm
Wow.
glad you and Anna worked it out.
That was a resounding
What
success.
a great night for a Knicks fan right there.
And she improvised. She went with heels. You didn't
Yeah.
even suggest that.
I'm good with the heels. That's a fine addition. Now, if you want to add that to the jersey, no doubt. Go right ahead. All right, listen, you're a diehard Knicks fan, especially if you were at the game last night. Something amazing took place right after the game also. 7th Avenue got shut down. And In my lifetime, as a diehard Knicks fan my entire life, I've never seen that before. I can't remember a single time in my life where the Knicks, and I'll add the Rangers if you're a Ranger fan. I'm not a hockey fan, as you know, but I didn't see it with them either. I don't know of another day in my life where the New York Knicks won a game at home and the crowd took over 7th Avenue to the point of literally, you saw the video, shutting it down. I've never seen that.
Can I ask you a question without coming across like a douche?
Well, that's on you. If you're going to come across like a douche.
I want to be really careful
Here
when I ask
comes the
this.
demeaning Evan Roberts.
No, it's not demeaning. It's just a question.
What? Do you have
just-
enough fans to shut down 7th Avenue? No.
Yeah,
There's
we
your
do.
answer.
Yeah, we do. We
Go
have
ahead.
14,000 people
Go ahead.
for every player.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you just said something. You've
Yes.
never seen that
I've never
before.
seen that.
Okay.
I've seen parades.
I get it. Totally get it. You've never seen that before.
I've never seen after a game the New York Knicks
Okay.
fans shut down 7th
That's-
Avenue.
Okay. This is game 2 of
Yeah.
the first round of the playoffs.
That's why it's so awesome.
Yesterday was a game you had to have. It's a disaster if you don't get it.
Yeah.
So that's really just my question.
Yeah.
It's more of a comment. It's game 2 of the
That's-
first round.
That's how special it is.
Great win. Fantastic win.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard fan. I get pumped up about any win. I'm happy the Mets just won a regular season game, but game 2?
That's right.
Really?
You know why?
Why?
Because I think there's a couple reasons. One, it's been 8 years, as you know.
Okay.
All right. We're starving for something with this franchise.
Okay.
The New York Knicks, for a lot of people, me included, are our number one beloved franchise.
Okay.
We've never seen a championship.
No, I get that. Me neither. I'm
Like,
with you.
legitimately, I'm 40 years old. Or 50. I've never seen a championship.
Right.
I've been close.
Right.
You know, I've never seen it. So the fact that we now have a credible team, a competent team, and we won a game at home, and we do have a built-in villain attached to it, it shows you what you already know, the connection the Knicks have to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And it's special. And I thought it was great last night, and I've never seen that before.
But my follow-up to that is
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
In 2013, they
Go
had a
ahead.
legitimately good team.
Yes.
A team that had a better chance of getting to an NBA Finals than this one.
I think this team is beloved more.
Okay. Oh, I'll get into that. That team also was trying to get over a drought. Yeah, they'd been in the playoffs the
that's
last
right.
couple of years, but they hadn't been significantly good in a while. How come it didn't happen then? What about this team makes them more likable?
This
then,
is just
in your
my
mind?
sense.
Yeah, what's
and
the
I could
reason?
be dead wrong about it. I think this team has become, I hate this term, but I'm going to use it.
Go ahead.
More likable.
Why?
I think because of how it was built.
How was it built?
I think there's a notion
Julius
of,
Randle was a free agent.
I
Derrick
know.
Rose was acquired. Alec Burks was a free agent. Reggie Bullock was a free agent.
talking
Taj
about-
Gibson
I'm
was a
talking
free
about
agent.
guys-
Nerlens Noel was
if
a
I
free
may,
agent.
if I may,
No,
sir.
I'm just explaining
You
how
asked,
they were
but then
built.
you go on these long monologues
No,
of
I'm
listing
giving
players.
facts.
We know the roster.
Did
I
you know
every
that they were
player
all built
roster.
through free agency?
It's not. I don't mean built in that matter.
Okay.
I mean built with guys who had very little expectation.
Gotcha. That's true.
This team came in as a 20-win team?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Best case scenario?
Right.
The Carmelo Anthony teams we all thought should have been playoff teams.
Absolutely. Had more hype
And,
to it.
yeah, and
Okay.
I think that's the difference.
That's fair.
The little engine that could mentality. Look at us, overachievers.
I got you.
New Yorkers love overachievers.
I got you. It's a good answer. I really
Yeah.
don't mean to be demeaning. I'm more
Well,
asking a question because we are a city, let's be honest, Craig, and I admit the Knicks are towards the top, but we're a city that hasn't won a lot. We have a lot of teams with droughts. The New York Jets have a longer drought than the New York Knicks.
Yes.
The
Could
New
you
York-
imagine?
I know, and I've seen 3 championship games in my life.
Right.
So the answer is, can I imagine? Not really. And the Jets have been relatively close, and they're in a drought right now. When was the last time they've sniffed the playoffs?
God only knows. Well, we got a lot to do today. We'll get all your calls doing it. 877-337-6666.